just did something so delusional to get a guy's attention that I still think about it at 3 a.m. Like I will be laying in bed, everything quiet, and my brain just goes, hey, remember when you embarrassed yourself for a man who didn't even know your last name? Yeah, so this was junior year. I had this crush on this guy. We're gonna call him Jason. Because he looked like a Jason. Tall. Quiet. Hoodie every day. Acted like he had a tragic backstory, but probably just liked Spotify playlists. And I was convinced, like fully convinced, we had a connection. We did not have a connection. This man said hi to me once, and I built a whole relationship in my head. We were basically married in my imagination, planning kids, arguing over what couch to buy, all because he held the door open for me. I should have been stopped right there. But no, so I start doing normal delulu things, checking his Instagram, liking posts from like 3 months ago, then unliking them because I panicked, then reliking them because I thought maybe it looked confident. It did not. Then I start noticing patterns, or what I thought were patterns. He always got to school early. So guess who suddenly loved mornings? Me. I was waking up at 6 a.m. for a man who didn't even know my favorite color. I'd walk past him like, oh my god, you're here too? That's crazy. Like, girl, you set 3 alarms. This is where I should have stopped. But I didn't, because one day, I overheard him talking about going to the gym. And my brain said, oh, perfect. This is your moment. Mind you, I had never been to a gym. The most athletic thing I did was walk to the fridge. But suddenly I'm like, yeah, I'm a gym girl now, so I get a membership. Buy a whole outfit. Matching set, water bottle, headphones. I looked like I knew what I was doing. I did not know what I was doing. First day I go, I'm just walking around, pressing random buttons on machines, hoping nobody notices. Then I see him, Jason, in the corner, lifting weights like he's in a motivational edit. And I panic, but also, I'm like, this is your chance. So I get on a treadmill, right next to him, and I start running. Not jogging, running like I'm being chased. Because I thought, if I look athletic, he'll notice me. Bro, I lasted maybe 45 seconds. 45 seconds? I'm fighting for my life. My lungs are screaming. My legs are filing for divorce. But I refuse to stop. Because he's right there. Then he looks over, and I swear my soul left my body. This man made eye contact. And smiled. And said, you good? And instead of acting normal, inori, and say, yeah, I do this all the time. You do not do this all the time. You are dying. So now I have to commit. I turn the speed up-y. Why did I do that? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Because now I'm sprinting, like full sprint, vision blurry, life flashing before my eyes, and I can feel myself losing control. Like my legs are not communicating with my brain anymore. And then it happens. I trip. Not a cute stumble. No, I fly, like fully launched off the treadmill, and I hit the ground. In front of him, in front of everyone. Silence. Like gym-wide silence. And I just lay there, thinking, yeah, this is how I go out. This is my story. Jason rushes over like, yo, are you okay? And I'm on the floor, face red, sweating like I just ran a marathon. And I say, I meant to do that. I meant to do that. Who says that? He just stares at me, confused, concerned, probably questioning reality. And I stand up, brush myself off, and just walk away. Like nothing happened. Like I didn't just almost die for attention. I leave the gym immediately. Didn't even stretch. Didn't even breathe properly. Just left. Got in my car, sat there, and stared at the steering wheel. In silence. Because what do you even do after that? Like, how do you recover? You don't. You actually don't. And the worst part, I went back the next day because I told myself, maybe that was my meet cute moment. Maybe now he'll remember me. Yeah, he remembered me. As the girl who got launched off a treadmill. And guess what? He still didn't talk to me after that. Not once. So yeah, I did all that. Risked my life. My dignity. My knees. For a man who probably forgot my name. And yeah, that's where it should have ended. That should have been my wake-up call. That should have been the moment I said, you know what? Maybe I need to relax. Maybe I need to go home, drink water, and mind my business. But no, because a week later, I came up with an even worse idea. And that's when things got really bad. So yeah, that treadmill incident should have humbled me. Like spiritually, mentally, physically. It did not. Because a week later, I'm sitting in class, minding my business, trying to act like I didn't almost die in front of half the gym population. And I hear Jason talking again. This time, he's talking about music. And I perk up immediately. Like a dog hearing a snack bag open. He's saying how he's really into this one artist. Like deep cuts, underground vibes. You probably haven't heard of them. Type energy. And my brain goes, perfect. This is your redemption arc. So I go home. And I look up everything. I'm talking full investigation mode. Spotify, YouTube, interviews, random fan pages. I learned this man's entire personality through music. Like I knew songs he probably didn't even remember liking. And I told myself, tomorrow, you're gonna casually bring it up. And he's gonna be like, wow, she's different. She was not different. She was weird. So the next day, I walk into class, heart beating again for no reason. And I sit near him, Not next to him. I'm not that bold. But close enough. And I'm just waiting. Waiting for the perfect moment. And then it happens. Someone mentions music. And I jump in. Too fast. Like suspiciously fast. And I go, oh yeah, I love that artist. And Jason looks at me. And I panic. But I commit. I start naming songs. Not normal songs. Deep cuts. Like track 11. Bonus version? Released only in 2017 on a random EP. And his face changes. Not impressed. Confused. He goes, wait, you listen to them? And I'm like, yeah, all the time. All the time? You found them last night. And he goes, what's your favorite song? Bro, why did he ask me that? Because now I have to choose, and my brain goes blank, like completely empty. So I just say the first one that comes to mind, and it was the wrong one. Apparently, because he looks at me and goes, that's like their most random song. And I'm like, yeah, I like the vibe. What vibe? I don't even know the lyrics. So now I'm stuck, and instead of stopping, I keep going. I start over-explaining. Like, yeah, I like how it's like different and like emotional, but also not emotional. What does that even mean? Even I don't know. And now the whole group is looking at me, and I can feel it. The vibe shift, like heavy, like uncomfortable. And Jason just nods slowly. Like, okay. That okay ended my career. But I still didn't stop. Because at this point, I've already embarrassed myself. Might as well go full send. So I say, yeah, I actually went to one of their shows. Why did I say that? Why, I have never been to a concert in my life. And now I'm lying. For what? For WHA. So Jason goes, oh really, when? And now I'm locked in. There's no escape. So I just say, last year. Very vague, very safe. Or so I thought. Because then he goes, no way, I was at their show last year too. Bro, I felt my soul leave my body again. Because now I have to either commit to the lie or expose myself. And what did I choose? I chose chaos. I go, yeah, it was crazy, right? He goes, which one did you go to? I start sweating, like physically sweating, in class, for no reason. So I just say, the one downtown? There are multiple downtowns. What does that even mean? And he just stares at me, like he knows, like he can smell the lie. And then he goes, they didn't have a show downtown last year. Silence. Like dead silence. Everyone is looking at me, and I just sit there, frozen, like a statue. And instead of owning it, instead of laughing it off, I double down. I say, maybe it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago? You didn't even know this man existed 2 years ago. And now people are starting to laugh. Not loud, but like that quiet, what is she doing, laughy? And I can feel my face burning. Like actually burning. And Jason just goes, oh, okay. Again with the okay. Stop saying okay. And the conversation just dies completely. Like I killed it. Murdered it. Buried it. No fun at all. And I just sit there staring at my desk. Thinking, yeah, I should transfer schools. I should move countries. Change my identity. Start over. Because there's no coming back from this. And the worst part, he never brought it up again. Like not even a joke. Nothing. He just avoided me. Like I didn't exist. And honestly, that hurt more. Because at least if he joked about it, I could pretend we had a moment. But no, I was just the weird girl who lied about concerts. So yeah, that should have been the moment I stopped. That should have been it. But again, no. Because at this point, I wasn't thinking logically. I was thinking, maybe I just need one good moment. One normal interaction to fix everything. And that's when I came up with the worst plan yet. And when I say worst, I mean, this is the moment. I truly lost the plot. So at this point, I'm 2 for 2. Almost died on a treadmill. Lied about a concert that didn't exist. And instead of learning, instead of growing, instead of choosing peace, I decided third time's the charm. Because in my head, I'm like, you just need one good moment. One normal interaction. Something that makes him see you differently. And somehow, my brain landed on food. Yeah, food. Because one day, I overhear him again. This man talked a lot for someone who ignored me. And he's telling his friend about this cafe he likes. Some small spot. Not super popular. Hidden gem type. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I can just randomly be there. We'll run into each other. It'll be natural. We'll laugh. We'll talk. Romantic music plays. End of story. Bro, nothing about this was natural. So I find the place, look it up. Plan everything. I even check what time he usually goes. Yeah, I was deep. Like dangerously deep. So one Saturday, I wake up early. Get ready. Pick an outfit that says, I just threw this on, but I actually spent an hour deciding, you know, the vibe. And I get there before him, because of course I do. And I sit down, order something small. Just waiting. Watching the door like I'm in a movie. Every time it opens, my heart jumps. And then finally, he walks in. Jason. Hoodie. Headphones. Main character for no reason. And I panic immediately. Because now that he's actually here, I don't know what to do. So I just sit there, pretending to scroll on my phone. But I'm not even reading anything. I'm just on the same screen. for like 10 minutes, and then I see him look around, and our eyes meet. Again, why does this keep happening? And I have a split second to decide how to react, and I choose the worst option possible. I act surprised, like dramatically surprised, like, oh my god, Jason? Too loud, too excited, too fake, and he just blinks, like processing, and goes, hey, not even confident, just confused. And I go, what are you doing here? What do you mean, what is he doing here? This is his place. You are the one who stalked his location. And he goes, I come here a lot. And I'm like, same. You have never been here before. This is your first time. And now I have to commit again. So I start talking about the place. Like I know it. Like I'm a regular. I'm like, yeah, the drinks here are so good. I haven't even tried them yet. My cup is literally full, untouched. And he just nods. Sits down at another table. Not even with me. Another table. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You can work with this. So I sit there, waiting, thinking, how do I turn this into a conversation? And then I see my opportunity. He gets up to order. And my brain goes, this is it. Go say something. So I stand up, walk over, heart beating again, for no reason. And I say, hey, what do you usually get here? Normal question. Finally. Progress. And he tells me, simple answer. Easy. This was my moment. I could have just said, oh, nice, I'll try that, and walked away. But no, because I needed to be memorable. So I go, yeah, I usually get that too. Why do you keep lying? Why? So now I have to prove it. So when I get to the counter, I order exactly what he said. Like I'm copying homework. And I sit back down, feeling like, okay, that wasn't too bad. You recovered. You're doing okay. And then it all goes downhill. Again, because when my drink comes, I take a sip and immediately regret everything. It tastes terrible. Like actually terrible. Like this man has the worst taste in drinks, but I can't react because I just said I get this all the time. So now I'm sitting there, forcing myself to drink it. Every sip is pain, like emotional pain and physical, and I'm trying to act normal. But my face is betraying me, like I'm making expressions I can't control. And he looks over and goes, you good? Stop asking me that. And I'm like, yeah, it's so good. Voice cracking, eyes watering, suffering. For what? For what? And then the worst possible thing happens. He goes, you want to sit over here? Bro, this was the moment. This was the moment I was waiting for. And I was not ready. So I grab my drink, walk over, sit down, trying to act calm, cool, normal. I am none of those things. And we start talking, like actually talking. And for a second, just a second, it's going well, like normal conversation. I'm answering questions. He's answering questions. I'm not lying. I'm being a normal human being. And I'm thinking, wow, you did it? You finally did something right. And then he asked me, so how long have you been coming here? Bro, why would he ask that? Because now I have to answer, and I can't say, today is my first time stalking you here. So I say, a while. What does that mean? A while? And he goes, oh, I've never seen you here before. And I panic, again. And I say, yeah, I come at different times. Different times? You came at his time on purpose. This is so bad. And now I can feel it again. That same feeling, the vibe shifting, the suspicion, the confusion. And I realize I'm doing it again. I'm ruining it. In real time. And that's when that completely caught me off guard. And I knew, right there, this situation was about to get way worse. And I swear, if I could go back in time, this is the exact moment I would grab myself by the shoulders and say, go home, drink water, stop talking. But no, because Jason looks at me, mid-conversation, completely calm, and goes, wait, weren't you at the gym last week? Bro, my soul left. Again, because now I have to relive the treadmill incident in public, in a cafe, while holding a disgusting drink I lied about liking. And I just sit there, frozen. And I go, yeah? Like, I don't remember launching myself into another dimension. And he goes, you're the one who fell, right? 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 Like it was a cute little slip. Like I didn't fully evacuate the treadmill. And I try to laugh, like play it off. I'm like, yeah, that was so embarrassing. Normal response. Good response. Safe. I should have stopped there. But something in me said, no, make it worse. So I add, I was just pushing myself, you know. Pushing yourself. You were fighting for your life. And he just nods. Like, yeah, not convinced. Not impressed. Just an observing. And then he says it. The sentence. The one that ended everything. He goes, you've been showing up a lot where I am lately. Bro, when I tell you my brain shut down, like fully shut down. No thoughts. Just static. Because now, everything, the gym, the class, the cafe, it all connected. In his head. And I just sit there, trying to act normal. But I can feel the panic. like physically. So I laugh. Why would I laugh? And I go, what do you mean? Like you don't know. Like you haven't been planning your entire life around this man. And he just looks at me, not even mean, just confused, and goes, I don't know, it's just kind of funny. Funny? This is not funny. This is a crime. And I can feel my face heating up again. Like overheating, system failure. And I realize I have two options. Option 1, admit everything. Option 2, keep lying. And what did I choose? Of course, I chose chaos. I go, yeah, I guess we just have similar routines. Similar routines? You built your routine around him. This is so bad. And he just stares at me. Long pause. And then he goes, right. Not the right again. Please. And after that, conversation dead. Completely dead. Like there is no CPR for this. No recovery. Nothing. We sit there, in silence, me sipping my horrible drink, him just existing, and I can tell he's done, like mentally checked out. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, you did it. You officially made it weird. Like permanently weird. So after a minute, he stands up and goes, I gotta go. Simple, calm, final, and I go, oh yeah, me too. You do not have to go. You just got here. But at this point, I would have left the country if I could. So we both walk out, and there's this awkward moment where we're standing outside, and I'm like, say something normal. Say something normal. And instead, I say, see you around. See you around? You better not see him around. Stop going to his places. And he just nods and walks away. And I stand there, watching him leave, holding my drink, my pride, my dignity, all gone. Just gone. And I get in my car, sit there again, same as last time, just staring, in silence, and I finally say it out loud. Bro, what am I doing? Because at that point, I knew I had lost the plot completely. Like there was no coming back. No redemption arc. No he realizes he likes me moment. Nothing. Just embarrassment. Pure embarrassment. And you would think that was the end. That I finally learned my lesson. That I went home, reflected, became a better person. No, because somehow, I convinced myself there was still one last thing I could do, one final move. And this one right here, was the worst decision out of everything. So yeah, at this point, any normal person would have stopped, reflected, maybe journaled, drank water, found peace. Not me, because I sat in my car after that cafe disaster, and instead of saying, yeah, let's never do that again, I said, okay, but what if you just did one more thing, but better? Bro, this is where it gets bad. Like actually bad, because I convinced myself the problem wasn't me. The problem was timing, execution, strategy. Like I turned this into a whole mission. And my final idea, my grand plan, was social media. Yeah, because I thought, if I can't make things happen in person, I'll make them happen online. Smart, right? No, not smart. Not even a little. So I go on Instagram, and I look at his profile, again, for the 400th time, and I notice he follows this one small photography account, like artsy, aesthetic. I take pictures of random things and call it deep vibes. And I'm like, perfect. This is my So I follow the account, scroll through everything, like everything. And then I get an idea, and I swear, this idea made sense in my head. It really did. I decide, I'm gonna start posting like that, same aesthetic, same vibe, same energy, and then he'll notice and be like, wow, she's into the same things as me. And then we'll connect. Bro, this was not connecting, this was copying. So I go outside with my phone, taking pictures of random stuff. I'm talking a leaf, a sidewalk crack, my shoe, a blurry streetlight. Like I thought I was creating art. I was not creating art. I was creating confusion. But I post them with captions. Deep captions. Like, sometimes the smallest things say the most. What does that mean? Even I don't know. And I start posting consistently, like every day. Trying to build this whole persona. Like I'm suddenly this deep artistic person. And then the moment comes, he likes one of my posts. Bro, I lost my mind. Like completely. I was pacing my room, smiling at my phone. Like, it's happening. This is it. This is the start. It was not the start. It was the beginning of the end. Because that one, gave me confidence. Too much confidence. And confidence, in the wrong hands, is dangerous. So I decide, I'm gonna message him. Yeah, I know. So I open his profile, stare at it for like 10 minutes, typing, deleting, and finally, I send, hey, I saw you liked my post. Simple, normal, safe, right? No, because then I send another message. Immediately. Do you like photography too? Why would you double text? Why? So now I'm just sitting there, watching the screen, waiting. Every second feels like an hour. And then he replies. Yeah, it's cool. That's it? That's all you have to say. But I take it. Because I'm desperate. So I reply, yeah, I've been really into it lately. Lately? It's been 3 days. 3 days. And he goes, nice. Nice? Stop saying nice. Stop saying okay. Use more words. But the conversation is dying. Again. And I can feel it. Slipping away. So I panic. And I decide, I need to say something interesting. Something that keeps it going. And instead, I say, we should go take pictures sometime? Bro, who do you think you are? You have never hung out with this man. You barely talk to him. And now you're asking to hang out? This is insane. And he takes a minute to reply, longer than before, which is never a good sign. And then, I see it, lol maybe, lol maybe? That's a no. That is a polite no. And I just sit there, staring at my phone, realizing, yeah, this is not going how I thought. So I try to recover. Again, I say, yeah, haha, I'm still learning. Why are you still talking? Stop talking. But he doesn't reply at all. Conversation over. Done. Finished. And I just lay back on my bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking, I really did all that. For a lull, maybe? And you would think. This is where I finally stop. But no, because the next day, something happened. Something so embarrassing, so public, that I genuinely considered deleting my entire existence. So the next day, I wake up, and I'm already thinking about it. That lull, maybe? That week. Painful. Embarrassing. Lol, maybe. And I'm like, nah, we can recover from this? Stop. Stop thinking like that. But no, because then I check Instagram. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Because guess what? Jason posted a story. And not just any story. It's him, at that same cafe, camera out, taking pictures. Bro, this man is literally doing the thing I suggested. Without me. And my brain goes, this is your moment. This is the universe. This is a sign. It was not a sign. It was a warning. So instead of sitting down, drinking water, and acting like a normal human, I grab my keys, and I go, yeah, I drove there. Again, no hesitation, no reflection, just vibes. Bad vibes. So I pull up, heart racing. Again, why does my body keep doing this? And I walk in, trying to look casual. Like I just happened to be there, for the 3rd time, in like a week, completely normal behavior, and I see him sitting there, camera out, focused, taking pictures, and I pause, because for a split second, I realize, this is weird. This is actually weird. Like if someone did this to me, I would be scared. But then my brain goes, nah, you're overthinking, go say hi. So I walk over, again, and I go, oh hey, too loud, too sudden, too much. And he looks up, and this time, his face, it's not confused, it's not surprised, it's concerned, like actually concerned. And he goes, hey, but different, like hesitant, and I sit down, uninvited. Why did I do that? And I go, what a coincidence, right? Coincidence? Be serious. And he just stares at me, like fully processing everything. And then he says, you said that last time too. Bro, I wanted to disappear. Like instantly. Evaporate. Turn into dust. Because he clocked it. He clocked it. And I try to laugh, like play it off, but it's not working. Nothing is working. And I go, yeah, I just really like this place. Stop lying. Stop. But he's not even reacting anymore. He's just quiet. Like he's done, mentally done. And that's when I noticed something, his camera, pointed at the table, taking pictures. And I look closer, and I see my posts on his screen. My pictures, the leaf, the sidewalk, the blurry light. Bro, he was using my posts as an example, and not in a good way. Because I hear him say to the person sitting next to him, this is what I mean. People just copy the vibe without actually understanding it. I froze. Completely? Because I realized he wasn't inspired. He wasn't impressed. He knew. He knew. And he was literally using me as an example of what not to do. In front of me. And the worst part, he didn't even realize I was sitting there. He thought I couldn't see, but I saw everything. And in that moment, everything hit me. The gym, the lies, the cafe, the messages, the posts, all of it. And I just sat there, in silence, heart pounding, face burning, thinking, yeah, this is rock bottom. This is it. There's no coming back. No recovery, no fixing this, no redemption arc. Just embarrassment, pure, unfiltered. Embarrassment. So I slowly stand up, grab my bag, and for the first time, I don't say anything. No hey, no bye, no fake smile. Nothing. I just walk out, quiet. And I get to my car, sit down, again, and I just start laughing. Like actually laughing. Because at that point, what else can you do? I did all of that, All of that. For a man who didn't even like me, didn't even notice me, except to use me. As a bad example, and I just sit there, shaking my head. Like, yeah, you lost. You really lost. And that was it. That was the moment. I finally woke up, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because I realized I wasn't being cute. I wasn't being subtle. I wasn't being interesting. I was being weird. Like, actually weird. And the worst part, I knew better. I just didn't act like it. So I went home, deleted the posts, stopped going to that cafe, stopped checking his profile. Just stopped. And after a while, things went back to normal. He ignored me. I avoided him. Peace. Finally. And now, years later, I can laugh about it. Kind of like it still hurts a little. Not gonna lie. But mostly, I just think, bro, what was I doing? Like, actually, what was I doing? All that effort? All that embarrassment? For what? For nothing. He still didn't notice me. And honestly, that was probably for the best. Because if he did, I don't even know what I would have done next. Probably something worse. And yeah, that's the most dangerously delulu thing I've ever done. And I promise you, I have never, ever acted like that again. Because once you hit that level of embarrassment, your soul learns real quick. And yeah, he still didn't notice me.